Ciao Juventini, welcome to my channel again. Before we start, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This community is growing and we appreciate your comments and your feedback. So like the video. If you like the video, it will help us with algorithm. I will tell YouTube to push this video more and more and more. I haven't published a lot of videos this week and last week because the only topic is transfer market and nothing is happening with Juventus. It's been awful, especially for us. They are creating content around Juventus. There is not much to report. So instead of publish video, don't say anything and keep on repeating the same thing, I decided not to publish video. That said, I've received a lot of questions, demand and requests. So I want to do a video just to summarize. It's a kind of a Q&A. So I've written down your questions and I'm trying to answer and explain what and share what I know. Things could change at any time. So maybe by the time I upload my video, things has changed. Let's start. Vlahovic. Commonly relays an interview. He mentioned that Vlahovic at 99% will stay with Juventus. What does it mean? That nobody wants to buy it, or Vlahovic is not happy with the financial offer that he received. Simple is that Vlahovic has all the rights to stay with Juventus. And he has a contract until June 2026. He has a very good wage plus bonuses, so there's nothing that stops him to stay in the situation as it is. As far as we are concerned, he did a very good preparation. He's training hard, physically he is fit, he's pushing himself during training sessions, so he has nothing to say. He has been training and preparing for the season well. Anything that's been offered, he's rejected because financially doesn't make sense. So Vlahovic, as now, is a Juventus player. The market closed on Monday at 8 p.m. European time. If we don't get an offer for Vlahovic will stay. So at the moment, we have two strikers, Vlahovic and David. David first striker, David second striker. As I mentioned in my previous video, this actually will help Vlahovic, because don't forget, Vlahovic every season has scored around 15 goals. Now doesn't have the pressure. It's not the first striker. He can come maybe with the opponent is a bit tired, it's fresh, so he really can contribute. Of course, we're going to lose him for free, etc. But that's a different point of view. Now Vlahovic doesn't have anything to say and to complain, and he's right to say. The other question is it true that Napoli asked for 35 million to Juventus to buy Vlahovic? I don't have anything certain, so I don't know 100% sure. I've heard the same thing. But again, go back to what I said about Comolli. Comolli is changing the narrative. Juventus wants to be in control. Most likely, they decide to reject this offer because Napoli was the one that put a clause in Osimhen contract. So at the moment, if Napoli was offering 35 million to buy Vlahovic, and Juventus reject this bid, it's good. Honestly, I don't know. It's all saying with nothing certain. That said, we don't know how much money they would have given to Vlahovic and if Vlahovic would have agreed of moving to Napoli. So that's still there. The second one is Kolo Muani. What's happening? And the news are changing on a daily basis. In summary, there was an offer 5 million for a loan for this year, plus 60 million next year. Would have brought the Kolo Muani price to 65 million, which I think is too expensive. Let's say yesterday night, actually, this morning for us, Comolli has decided to increase the loan, the cost of the loan to 10 million. The reason why, and they explained, this morning was a lot of conversation in the Italian newspaper, because Juventus has some parameter to 2026 need to show his balance sheet and needs to meet the financial fair play that UEFA has forced every single club to reach and to meet. That said, more they spend in the market, less that we spend next year. Because if you think from a financial point of view, Kolo Muani's cost this year only 5 or 10 million, only 5 million, but next year will be 60 million a balance. So Juventus needs to prove the earn 60 million somewhere else in order to balance off the balance sheet, which just become very, very tough because we're talking about 60 million. So Comoli needs to sell a lot of players in order to break even with the 60 million. Increasing the expenditure this financial year, he will have less at the balance next year, so it's easy to manage. And I think what Comoli is doing, because he managed to secure Douglas Luiz, is trying to balance off the money they will receive from Douglas Luiz to pay off Kolo Muani. That's very top line. That's what he's trying to do. So I think last night around was like 9 or 10 p.m. Italian time, Comoli made a counter offer to Paris Saint-Germain, offering 10 million for the loan. Where these 10 million are coming from the sale of Savona. Savona was sold to Nottingham Forest for the right numbers hasn't been released yet, something between 12 and 50 millions, which means even if this money would be paid, not cash at one shot, but we pay during the 2 or 3 quarters or 2 or 3 years, they can rely on this money to put an upfront payment for Kolo Muani. So consider when you ask for a loan, the payment has to be cash and straight away. When you purchase a player, you can pay like a loan, no? In 2, 3, 4 years. It depends on the negotiation and the agreement. So in that case, I think the first tranche of the 5 millions Nottingham Forest will pay to Juventus straight away for Savona, plus the one that is paying for Douglas Luiz. That's equal 10 millions, that the million that Comoli wants to put for Kolo Muani. So for Kolo Muani, we're still 1 centimeter away to the final rush. Pedula was saying, you promised Kolo Muani, Juventus, you promised that he will be purchased, to Kolo Muani to be purchased, and at the moment there are, I wouldn't say concern, but doubts that it's gonna happen, it's not very fair, etc. Honestly, I'm not in Juventus, within the Juventus management, I don't know. Definitely they need to follow specific rules or financial fair plays, and if PSG doesn't have this limitation, we do. So again, in my opinion, things will happen eventually. Now it's too late. Monday, the market closes on Monday. If Kolo Muani doesn't play, is not coming to Juventus, doesn't have another team. Apparently Deschamps, the France manager, is pushing Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus to find out an agreement. In fact, he didn't call Kolo Muani for the French game next week. So there are pressure for all the sides to find an agreement, and on deep in my heart, I believe it. The big question mark is, can Juventus afford this? Because with Vlahovic not leaving, it's not as straightforward as we think. So unfortunately, I don't have an answer, but wait and see. Next one, Savona just mentioned, is official. Nottingham Forest, we don't know how much, if 12 or 15, something between, but something will happen. Nico González, again, Comoli during his interview, if you haven't watched, I would recommend you to watch it, because very provides a lot of answer to all of us. And again, Comoli could be like another emoji, say one thing and does something else, but So far, he has follows through his plan as far as he could. He said Nico González stayed. There were interest from Atletico Madrid, but we don't have enough time to make this one happen. With Nico González not leaving, Zegrova most likely won't come. There was Olympique Marseille putting pressure on Lille, where Zegrova is playing. Most likely he will make the offer by this weekend. So I don't think Zegrova will come to Juventus, and that's a big opportunity. We've lost it completely because Zegrova would have been a great player. But of course, if we still have Nico González there. Last one, Arthur went to Grêmio for 1 year and a half, most likely, so will stay until December 2026. 1 year loan, but they want to extend to December 2026. Perin will stay with us. There were a lot of rumors about him wants to leave. We haven't heard anything. Most likely haven't found anything, anywhere to go. If he leaves Juventus, he wants to play. So that's what is it. I mean, I receive a lot of questions about the midfield, what's going to happen. Douglas Luiz hasn't been replaced. Yes, it's been replaced by Kolo Muani. So Kolo Muani is one of the one midfield that can occupy the position of the two central midfield. So the starting 11 is Locatelli and Thuram, but there is McKennie and Kolo Muani. So we have 4 midfield there, which is not enough. We should have 5, but it's okay. From wings we have on the left we have Ildiz and oh my god, the name doesn't come to my mind now, but we have Kostic on the left. On the right we have Nico, we have Conceição, and on the right, no half wing, but on the right side of the field we have Costa. We have the guy that replaces Costa, as well as Nico González can play. Defender, we have enough. We have I think 6 defenders. Breme, Cabal, Kalulu, Gatti. Don't forget about Rugani. Don't forget about the English guy that plays on the left. So we do have a squad. So the next question is, are we competitive? Yes, I mean, in theory, we are competitive. We have a stronger team. We have a team that plays together. They've been playing together for a year, so they know each other better. As digest all the scheme and the way that Tudor wants them to play. So it's a squad that's becoming a team instead of a squad. So they are cohesive and they are playing together quite well. The big question mark is if one of the big, the start 11 got injured, like Cambiasso now is absent for the Genova-Inter game. What's going to happen? Who's going to replace? We don't have a substitute at the same level of the starting 11. So if we ensure, while in defense we have Rugani that could replace Bremer in theory for a couple of games to give Bremer a break, is okay because Rugani, I think, is very reliable defender. And on the left and the right wings, we are a little bit short. I mean, if Ildiz and Conceição are off, we don't have the same world-class player to replace them. Or if Cambiasso is out, we have Kostic, which is not at the same level as Cambiasso. So maybe nothing is going to happen in this market. I mean, the reason why not many names have been signed is because 6 players were on loan. We had to sell players, and you know, from a financial point of view, last year when Giuntoli, he took a lot of players on loan because Thiago Motta wanted a brand new team. So he got new team, well, everyone on loan. So this year we had to buy Conceição, we had to buy De Gregorio. We had to buy all other players that were bought, were taken on loan with a fixed price tag after a year. So that's what Juventus has done. And last thing before I leave, if you remember what Kolo Muani said, and again, if you haven't watched, please watch the interview. It's very well done. I tried to find out the interview in English because every interview I've seen it, he was speaking in English, and after that everyone was translated in Italian. But if you hear, he said, listen, this is the market, that's what we can do financially. Next year, if we don't have a big win from a commercial win, so we win a Champions League, we don't land a big sponsor, we don't do anything big, there will be another market like this. There are no money. The management can't keep on putting money in to grow our budget. That's what we need to be ready to. But again, beside that, so I think I covered almost everything, and all the questions that have been asked is this. Guys, my recommendation is we are the underdog this year. In theory, in paper, we are at the same level of Napoli and Inter are a step ahead, but we are on the same level of Milan, Atalanta, Roma, Lazio, I might forget someone else. So that's the champion. We can, I think, we need to aim, of course, to push as much as we can, but not to struggle as much as we did last year to get the Champions League position. We need to try to get as far as we get in Champions League. We need to try to win the Italian Cup, because winning an Italian Cup, and we need to try to secure a good placement for Champions League next year. That's what we are going to do it. Okay, can we fight for the championship? Yes, we could. We can try to fight, and you never know. Juventus with Conte was the underdog, and we won the championship. But that's what we need to do. We need to start building, try to see if you can place Nico González, so you can place McKennie, because don't forget McKennie contract expires in 2026. Try to place Vlahovic, or maybe establish a relationship with Vlahovic and try to extend the contract for another year. So that's what the management needs to do, what Kolo Muani needs to do. Guys, it's 17 minutes. I normally don't release such a long video, but I think there was time to do a summary of the situation. And this transfer market has been painful for us that create content around Juventus, and painful for you guys that are supporting the team. I will stop there. I know I'm looking at my iPad and see if I covered everything, but I think I've covered every question. If there is anything else you'd like to want to know, we can do another Q&A session. We can do another Q&A session, ask me more questions, let me know anything you want to know, and we'll try to cover. But don't forget, if you like this comment, please subscribe, like and share. Like helps us with the YouTube algorithm, so please comment, send me DM, send me a comment, write a comment underneath, criticize the content, highlight the content, ask questions. Anything is better, because we want this community to keep on growing. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much to stick with us for these months, and thank you so much for supporting us. And always, as I said, Forza Juve. Ciao. See you soon. Bye now.